Okay, so this is my week 3 assignment submission. Um, my terminal is a bit of a mess because this was a trial and error thing for me, but I was too afraid to delete my code and start over, so this is what I've got. I initially had a lot of problems setting up access from like my local files to my GitHub repository. So I scheduled a meeting with Christina, and she told me that because I'm on a Mac, that can kind of be a nightmare, and showed me that this was an easier way for me to establish those permissions between my computer and GitHub. So I did all of this through terminal in VS Code. So the first thing that I did was I downloaded the zip file, installed that or downloaded it to my desktop. Then I opened the week 3 assignment folder in VS Code. I made a new JavaScript file so that I could open terminal in here. So it shows here that I was in the week 3 folder. I made a new directory, called it week 3 assignment. I changed into that directory. I copied the instructions on how to initialize a new repo from GitHub, and pasted them here. But I had heard so much about don't use the README. So when I initially copied it, I did not copy the echo statement to create a README file. So when I pasted it all in, I came up with this error, then panicked and decided to, instead of freak out, take what I've learned over the last couple weeks and start really small to see if I could fix it easily. So that's what I did. I said, that probably isn't working because there is no file and they're trying to add a file that doesn't exist. So I tried it again and I copied the whole thing this time with the README file. Then that worked. So then I initialized the repo on GitHub, added the README file, committed this as my first commit. I don't know what this is. I made this, committed it to the main branch on my GitHub repository. Then this is where I pointed my local file to the GitHub repository. And then I pushed all of this to the main branch of the new GitHub repository. This shows where it all worked. Then I checked the status. It said that I was up to date. So I came up here, I made some change in the code and tried to add that, but did it wrong, so it didn't work. I tried again and did git add, git status. It said I was up to date. Then I didn't quite understand how to push this or what I was doing, so instead I made a new file in week 3 because it was simpler for me to understand. So I did my new folder. And then from here, I did my git status. I saw there's the file that had yet to be committed. So I tried to add it, did it wrong again, did git add, git status, saw that it was staged and ready to be pushed. Ready to be committed. So then I committed it, made a comment that I added a new file, tried to git push origin master, and that didn't work. And then I realized it's because I didn't call it the master branch, I called it the main branch. So then I git push origin main, and then it went through, and now my working tree is clean. So I think I did it right. I'm not totally sure, but it worked. So now when I come over here to GitHub, I have my README file, and then I have the new file that I made, my comment that I added a new file. And that's all I've got. So I don't know how to stop recording.